is going to stand behind that statement. I mean, none of them will. They will stand behind elements of that statement. They will stand behind his comment about the polling and how we could make the argument that it was suppression and dishonest. I mean, you can stand behind a lack of transparency when it came to allowing the votes to be counted. There's evidence of that. He provided some evidence for that. There are certain things they will stand behind in that statement because they reflect the reality. But much of that statement was not factual and was at times incendiary and not something that President of the United States should say or any elected officials.
You said
unless you have evidence to prove it, and at this point in time we don't, and we won't until there is an investigation as to what happened. And I got to tell you, I sat there and I listened to him talking about the votes being taken away from him, and then he shifted to Arizona and said, hey, I win this thing if they count the votes. Well, how can you say, well, we have to wait and count the votes in Arizona and I can win this thing, we're making it, but if you count the votes in Philadelphia, you're stealing them. The reality is in Pennsylvania, Democrats voted by mail and Republicans voted by in person, and it's because you asked them to do so. And so I think most people, hopefully, I just encourage people to listen, because I know there's a lot of people who think this election is stolen, a lot of people think there's fraud, and you know what? There may be fraud, there may be all that, we don't know that right now. And for the president to go out there and claim that without any evidence of that is dangerous. And I just would say to the president, there may be some validity in some of the things that you believe, but to go out there and suggest that this is rigged or that counting votes in my home state by clerks all over 67 counties, and as you kept losing votes, was somehow rigged. No, Democrats voted by mail. That's why your lead went away. Had they voted in person, you would be in the same position we are right now. So it's just it's very disappointing.
I think
shocking at times to hear the president say the things that he said, and I'm hopeful that Republicans will stand up at this moment and say what needs to be said about the integrity of our election. Be tough, fight. I want him to fight. I want him to make sure that this election was held fairly, but I don't want him to draw these conclusions when he doesn't have the evidence to back it up.